Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our first edition of Coalitions Getting Coffee during COVID-19. I have with us today our first guest, our guinea pig, willing to jump on right away to do these interviews. We have Randy Seybert here, who's the senior pastor at the Church on the Rock in Daingerfield. Randy, how are you doing today?
Hey, we're doing great, Nathan. Thank you for the opportunity to visit with you and brag on the coalition a little bit. Hey, I express our appreciation to you and your team and staff because, like I said, I've been involved in it for almost since the beginning, practically. And so I've been able to see the growth and the results that the coalition has had locally and in our schools and with our youth. And we're very thankful. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for taking the time. So we started off with some fun here. So give me a fun, non-political, controversial opinion of yours, something that you feel strongly about that many people would disagree with. So for example, mine is has to do with ranch dressing. There are many people I know that like to use it to dip chicken in it or pizza or bread or even chips. It takes the place of salsa. They do chips and ranch. And I just believe that's a bunch of crock and that it only belongs on raw vegetables. You can use it to dip carrots into or on a salad dressing, and that's about it. Yes. What about you?
Hey, I'm a staunch believer in saying the Pledge of Allegiance correctly.
Okay.
And now, Nathan, what does a comma tell you? What's a comma mean?
A comma, I would say, gives you a little bit of pause between words.
And so here's how to say the pledge. I won't necessarily say it all, but I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. Now, what everybody does is one nation under God, indivisible. So that's my little quirk thing right there. So I had that drilled into me when I was in high school by the ag teacher. And there's no pause after nation. So, but I don't recommend you do it because you'll be the only one that doesn't pause and everybody's going to look at you like you're stupid and you don't know the pledge. But I don't know how controversial that is, but anyway, I do it. My wife hates it, but because I go on and do it right, and everybody else does it wrong. So
there you go. That's a good one.
Anyway.
So, you know, what the coalition, the idea behind what we do is to prevent youth substance abuse as much as we can.
Yes.
Our little coalition covers Morris, Titus, Camp, and Cass counties. And you, like you said, you've been a part of the coalition really since the beginning. And I just wanted to ask you, where does your passion for youth substance abuse prevention come from?
Well, largely because I was one. A substance abuser when I was a youth and just realized firsthand the damage, the problems that it causes. In addition to myself, I had a mom that was addicted more or less for medical purposes, but nonetheless to prescription drugs that literally destroyed her life, destroyed the marriage. I had a dad that was an alcoholic.
Oh, wow.
So I've lived firsthand and seen, the damage that substance abuse can cause to me as an individual, to my family. And so it's a wrecker. And it wrecked my family and it almost wrecked me until Christ was my deliverer and too many people. And my passion is to see young people thrive, to see them fulfill their purpose. And too often, whether it's to cope with their situation that's so difficult nowadays, others get addicted and use drugs for some acceptance, to try peer pressure, all kind of reasons. But they're searching, and I found the answer in Christ. And I want young people to know that there's an answer. And it's not in drugs and all of that is they just don't help. They don't solve anything. So I'm passionate about it because I want other young people to experience what I've experienced and know what I know, that drugs are a dead-end street, and there are options and there are solutions. And I'm passionate about telling people the truth.
Yeah. Man, I can hear your passion coming out in what you're saying, and I appreciate you sharing a little bit about, your family history and how it touched your lives. I'm glad that you're kind of reversing the trend, perhaps.
When I was in junior high, my first responsibility when I got home from school was find my mother, and get her off the floor and into bed or something, because
wow.
I counted, Nathan, and she was taking 22 pills a day. It's very ironic, and of course, when she passed away about 7 years ago, we found her. She had 20-something pills in her hand, ready to take. She was just taking her meds.
Yeah.
And so drugs are a killer. And if they don't kill you, they'll cause you to live way below your potential. And so I'm real passionate about it. Believe me.
Yeah, I heard about it, and you mentioned it in some of your answer there. Obviously, you're a pastor at the Church on the Rock there in Daingerfield, and I talked to you a little bit before we're recording this here, and you've been there for quite some time now.
Yeah,
been doing some pastoring for a while there.
Almost 3 decades, but I'm not that old.
No, of course not. Of course not. Neither is your shirt purple right now.
No,
right?
It's not, and my hair's not white. I don't know.
So tell me a little bit about how your church is handling the coronavirus pandemic. I don't know if you guys in your congregation have experienced something like this before. How are you guys dealing with it?
Never have. Who would have known? I mean, Easter without congregating together. It's been bizarre. And of course, we're doing what most people are doing, Facebook Live as far as our services, and probably will gradually, step by step, get back to, I don't know if normal is even good or not, Nathan. I think one of the things that I've learned, I don't want normal. I don't believe, I think there's something better, and hopefully this will cause us, even if, because we didn't want to. Many times it takes something like this to get us out of our comfort zone, get us to doing something different. Of course, we've been doing Facebook Live, and we record our messages anyway. I haven't done Facebook Live before this, but I'm certainly going to continue. It has reached more people, and I have the message. I won't say I have, but the message has touched thousands of more lives.
Wow.
In the last month. I mean, on a good Sunday, we have 135, 40 people. And we're reaching, actually, people viewing it is averaging about 1,000 people a week. Even on Wednesday night, 400 or 500 people. Some of my high school friends, people that have fallen off the wagon, gotten out of church, they're watching. Hey, Randy, we've been watching you and your wife. Hey, can we talk? Can we get back together? And I need to talk to you. So God is doing in the midst of the crisis. He's coming through like he always does, and He's using this mess and really doing some miracles in the midst of it. He really is.
Yeah. Well, you kind of touched on it there. Some of the benefits or some of the positive sides of what you're seeing there. I would imagine there's people in your congregation right now that, are hit hard in this, and it's been difficult. But it's terrible. I mean, just terrible jobs and families, just the emotional things. Not finances is a big part. We do have people that aren't working that, but the emotional stress and strain. Parents, they love their kids, but they haven't been with them 24/7. And then you got these related problems, but they're kind of peripheral. They're not, their family having to live together. Imagine that. Right.
The sad thing is, it's causing havoc and stress, and again, drug abuse and things. It's very, very sad, very stressful.
Yep.
So.
Well, I wonder, when you turn on the news, you see all that. You see like in China, how it's kind of over, how divorce is kind of on the rise over there, as people have been forced to be together, perhaps more than they ever have before. So,
right.
But I'm kind of curious as to if you see a silver lining in any of this. You did mention you're not sure you want things to go back to normal. I've been wondering, I've been seeing that on social media. Some people are trying to find the positive in this. Is there anything that the pandemic, the sheltering in place, all of this, when life returns kind of to the way it was, what do you see us being better for through this?
You hear a lot of the negative, and I just mentioned some, even child abuse. There was a report in Dallas, Fort Worth Hospital, that had seen 8 children about the second week of this quarantine, and they saw 8 children, 2 of them passed away, blunt force trauma, more than they had seen in usually about a month. But on the other hand, we had a family talk to us the other day that said, we miss going to ball games. Everybody is so busy. They have something every night. They don't eat together. They don't visit together. They don't do anything together. It's this kid at basketball. It's this kid at baseball. It's this kid at soccer. It's at karate. And they run. Her comment was, Nathan, I have enjoyed getting to know my family. And so it has been stressful. And she said, I miss it. And I don't know if I want to return to the way we were. So I believe families need to reassess, and many of them are. The silver lining, families are reassessing their priorities. Maybe doing something. I'm not against sports and having children involved in things. I am against the excessiveness that robs families of family, of being together, experiencing home life together, eating together, doing important things together besides just running. And her comment was, man, we went so much and just staying home. They've recognized the value in not doing so many things. And I think that's a real silver lining that families are seeing. We don't have to be busy every moment of every day. We can have value in going in the yard together and playing together, playing in the garden, playing with rocks, going outside, taking a walk. Now, I've seen families walking. I mean, I came even here today at the church and saw 2 or 3 people walking. I mean, you don't normally see that. I mean, they're at work. So I think a real silver lining is the appreciation that people are seeing and having more appreciation for time together with their families. Yep. And another silver lining, I think, is people have taken for granted that I can go to Brookshire's 2 blocks up the road here from the church at any time, at any day, whenever they're open, and get whatever I want without a thought. Well, 2/3 of the world can't do that on a normal good day. America can't do that today. And it's just the whole idea of taking everything for granted.
Right.
And you don't appreciate things for the most part until you don't have them. So hopefully an appreciation for just material things that we have, that we take for granted, food, toilet paper. Did I say that? No. And paper towels. What they didn't have the other day, pie crust. They hadn't had pie crust for the last 3 visits up there. The people are cooking again.
Hey, that's true.
That's a good thing. I mean, it's a bad thing, but it's a good thing. So anyway, the positive is the appreciation families are having, they're learning to being together. They don't have to be so busy to have value. And I think that's what's robbed us. People think we got to be doing, my kids got to do this. My kids got to be in everything. That's where they get their identity. That's where they get their value. And it robs them of the true love of just being together, appreciating each other for who they are, not for what they can do, not for their performance, but the intrinsic value that we have as family members and human beings.
Yeah.
And that's a couple of silver linings I can think about.
Hey, no, you expressed that very clearly, very well. And I love the positivity, the spin you're putting on it. And I agree with what you're saying. I think there's a lot of wisdom in what you're saying. And just from a prevention side, when it comes to substance abuse, one of the things we know is that families who eat together, kids who
Yes.
have meals together, I think the
Exactly.
stat was at least 5 times a week, at least 5
Yes.
meals together, their likelihood of turning to substance abuse drops pretty dramatically.
Yes.
I think the numbers were 2 to 4 times less likely, depending on what the substance is. So they're 2 to 4 times less likely to turn to substances if they're having at least 4 or 5 meals a week with their family.
Right.
So
Well, they're getting value. They're getting appreciation. They're getting from family what they're seeking, to what they don't get. And so they go in other places to get it, drugs or alcohol. And so, it's intended us to get that from our families. And I firmly agree. Strong families.
Yep. Well, hey, it's time to wrap this thing up. We want to end these interviews with the question, what's in the mug? So I saw you had your Texas A&M mug there.
Hey, it's not what's in the mug. It's what's outside the mug, Nathan.
All right.
Giggle Maggies, class of 78. Giggle Maggies. Amen. There is coffee in there.
Okay.
And,
do you have a go-to?
A go-to coffee?
Yeah. You a connoisseur? You just like anything?
Oh, yeah. We have beans. We have a pour over at our house. We have a little coffee house in our house.
Okay.
And you're welcome, Nathan. Come serve some coffee. We grind our beans, Starbucks beans mostly.
Yep.
Strong, dark coffee.
Black, yeah.
Black coffee. We grind our beans. We do the pour over. Sometimes we do a Keurig thing, but we love our coffee. But again, it's not what's in the mug. It's what's outside the mug.
I gotcha. I'm joining you this morning with some Chick-fil-A on the way in. I got the large. When it comes to fast food coffee, I believe Chick-fil-A knocks all the others out of the park. It beats McDonald's.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah, I like it a lot, and I drink it black as well. So I'm still rocking it this morning and enjoying it very much. Listen, Randy, we got to turn it off. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you for taking some time out of your day. I know now you're probably going to have to go get on a roof, I hear, but put some sunscreen on and get to it. And hopefully we can make it through this, shelter in place and be back to life and normal as soon as it's safe to do so.
I believe we're going to be better for it, Nathan.
All right. Well, you have a good one, Randy. Appreciate you.
God bless you. Thank you, Nathan.
Yep.